How is this even possible? How can both these players be blue? It's gotta be a mistake. Yeah, I'm taking a look at Age of Empires, and actually Levi is going to be in the red, so I'm not really sure what happened over there. I'm gonna need to report this. But anyway, welcome guys, everyone, to game number 1 in the series. This one we are going to fast forward just slightly, 2x. And yeah, this is game number 1 between Levi, a.k.a. Pela, and Whocl. Both these players from South America, very close to each other. I would imagine probably latency is comparable between both these guys. Taking a look at the civilizations, Whocl's playing with Vikings, Levi's playing with Tatars, and Whocl with Vikings will be able to get wheelbarrow and handcut for free. He's gonna have also a discount on navy production. That is not going to be relevant in this map, of course, but he does get 20% extra HP on infantry units. That's going to potentially be more relevant. Well, for the team bonus, on the other hand, we're gonna see that Vikings also get something related to water with a discount on docks. Levi is still playing with Tatars, and we talked about the civilizations in the past, although as part of a different series. He gets free thumb ring, in addition to free parting tactics upon reaching the castle and imperial ages respectively. We also have a Tatars 25% faster, or actually higher attack when fighting against enemy units from a higher elevation, and for the team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on cavalry archer type units. And before I forget it, they also get extra food from herdables and 2 additional sheep underneath each new ability you see starting in the castle age. I feel like it's coming up for both of these guys. There we go. It's gonna be a little bit sooner for Levi. Not by too much. And we're probably going to go back to 1x either when we completely catch up, which I don't think is going to happen, or probably when we get some aggression, which is most likely not going to be the case. So Levi, he gets to the fuel age, he's got the stable already on the way. Whocl, on the other hand, he gets to the fuel age already, and okay, what's going on over there? Just a little bit of a stutter. I don't see any buildings coming up though. Whocl is playing full defense, and he's got the walls on the way. Meanwhile, towards the southwest over here, we're gonna see Levi going for some walls as well, but for the most part, he's just going to try and be the one putting pressure, right? If he's able to stop the walls over here, that's gonna be a huge stall. So we see the scout over there taking the hill advantage. That villager's going down for sure. We see the spearman over there though from Whocl, playing his cards just the right way, protecting the villager long enough to get the quick walls up, but this should allow him to finish getting the walls up as well. You can see him go for it. He's gotta be careful though, the scouts are still around here, and he does not seem to be paying attention, so now the villager is dead. So Levi's scouts. So Whocl's bringing the 2 additional villagers over here. He should be able to finish the walls up. Yeah, an archer range. It's coming in for Whocl now. But this is so much later though, and it's so reactive as well. Interesting walls he's gone for. I think this is actually completely closed off. Yeah. There are no gaps over here. But interesting wall out over here. He's going for such a big wall. It's going to be very hard to maintain. And we have talked about this in the past several times. You know, the bigger the walls, the harder they are to protect, the harder they are to maintain. Like, if we are... See Levi put pressure. Oh, it is open! There is a gap over there. Now Whocl is aware of it, but might end up losing a villager in the end. Anyway, well, not quite. The spearman's over there, plus the villager's got the hill advantage over there, so he's gonna be fine. But Whocl should have realized about this, and he did. So now he's going to go and try to get the walls up. What I was talking about was the walls are so hard to protect when they are this big. Because if we are to see Levi come forward and start putting pressure from here, for instance, right? It's going to be very hard for the bull player to protect this. So he will need to go probably for a few houses or so in order to effectively keep this completely closed off. I did not see that hole. I did not see the hole either. And thank you for the follows, guys. To everybody who's coming into the stream for the first time today. I hope you're enjoying so far. Here we go. It is impossible to fully wall on the first attempt on this map. Yeah, I really thought he nailed it. In the end, he couldn't do it, but he's going for the houses over here that I was talking about earlier. And you kind of have to go for it, otherwise you're not really able to get to the wall on time if it gets aggroed by your enemy, and usually it's going to result in the walls getting breached. So the game has stabilized. Levi's got on the walls up already. Whocl's got on the walls up as well. Both players will be making a play for the Castle Age, and even though Whocl gets wheelbarrow for free, Levi has taken the time to research the upgrade himself as well. So now he's behind by about 3 workers. Exactly the time it takes for wheelbarrow to research, of course. But in addition to that, he actually does have a little bit of extra idle TC time over here compared to Whocl. The only reason why he's not behind even further is because he was able to get the only village down this game from the bull player. Castle Age is on the way, indeed. It's only going to be about 3 seconds faster for Whocl. Doesn't matter too much. At this point in time, it is also the bull player that wants to put the most pressure. If we take a look at gather economy time, it's looking a little bit better for Whocl, I imagine, from having the extra villagers, from getting the wheelbarrow upgrade for free. And Levi won't really be able to catch up over here in economy, especially as Whocl gets free handcard once he gets to the Castle Age. At the very least, not until he goes for extra TCs. Once he does that, and he gets the free herdables, the free sheep underneath the TC, that's going to give him the chance to potentially catch up. How much wooden trees? Well, these are going to have 150 each. The acacia trees, the baba trees are going to be a little bit higher even, 200 wood. And I don't think we have any standard trees in this map, so those are the only 2 types. There we go, Castle Age. And no extra TCs though. Nobody's sold the stone to go up faster. Yet, nobody's trying to go for the extra TCs. This is especially surprising for Whocl because of the amount of wood that he's got. I think it's probably the elevations. He doesn't really have a good spot for any of the extra TCs, right? I mean, I guess he could have gone for a TC around here, perhaps. But he already got the monastery up, so instead he's going to go for the TC around here. Alright. Town center's coming up now for Levi as well, so it's going to be 2 TCs for both these players. The third TC is on the way though for Whocl. No third TC on the way for Levi. He doesn't have the wood for it. And yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is what is potentially going to allow him to catch up in economy a little bit, but not by much. Ideally, he wants to be the player producing the most villagers so that he's able to offset for free wheelbarrow, which Whocl has already gotten access to. With the extra TCs and producing extra villagers, Levi will be able to catch up in worker count, and if he gets a few extra villagers as well, he will be able to compensate for not having Hamka right now. There we go. This is on the way now for Levi. I don't want to go as far as to say too little too late, but it's certainly rough when Whocl has already gotten the 3rd TC up such a long time ago and he's playing with Vikings. It seems like Levi, if he was going to play for economy, should have tried to prioritize it a little bit more, in my opinion. It's got some step lancers. Meanwhile, we have crossbows coming in on the bull player. Delaying the TC, not straight out denying it, but delaying it. And step lancers plus the mountains should be pretty good. We have 2 mountains over here, as a matter of fact. He's trying to micro all leaders at once. Let's see if he's able to do it. That is not a good shot. It's not a good one either. And in the end, the crosses are going to just walk away over here uncontested. And Whocl, well, just going back home. Does he have a university to potentially go for ballistics? He doesn't. No. He's going for a stable instead. It's going to start having a meat shield for this crossman army. Siege Workshop on the way now for Levi. Next to the 3rd TC. Ranged melee attack is hilarious. It's so effective when fighting against units in choke point. So good. But anyway, big shots over there. It's not going to connect. Was attacking with both these mounts at the same time. That could have been really, really rough for Whocl. Players gotta be careful over here. Levi is going to keep on falling behind further, so if he's unable to get a good engagement right away, it seems unlikely he's gonna be able to get a better engagement at any point in the future, because take a look at this. The conversions are coming up. He already lost the mangonels. Or they lost one of the step lancers earlier to the conversion, and you know what? Even a villager is going down over here, so Levi is going from a precarious position to an even worse one. Magnus on the way now for Levi. And it's not looking great. For the red player, that is. More conversions coming up as well. Good reaction. Big shot, though! From Levi. Doesn't that taking a bunch of the crosses down. In the end, Whocl still has enough over here, does he? He doesn't have too many units, and the monks go down, but the Magno crumbles anyway. This is about time for Whocl to get the hell out of here. With the Magno coming over, Levi should be able to take care of those crossbows, and instead Whocl is going to go for a defensive castle. Now, Levi does not have anywhere near enough resources to go for a castle, and if he did, he would probably want to go for a forward one. Now's a good time for somebody to do hashtag match. Get information about this. I would imagine Whocl is a comparable elo. Hey Mika. Hi. Girl. What a bathroom though. When I saw your story about locking yourself in the bathroom for the matches, I said, why would anybody ever want to do that? But then I saw the picture and I was like, holy crap. Look at this, Susana. Puede vivir una familia entera acá. Have you seen simuladores? Kind of remind me of that that episode. I would actually move to the bathroom if it was so nice. A lot of Step Lancers still left for Mr. Levi. Meanwhile, Whocl on the other hand is just going to keep on making the play for Pikemen. And these are 20% higher HP as well compared to standard Pikemen. So that'll make it even harder for Levi to take a good engagement against the units from Whocl. Meanwhile, the Bull player, well, the Bull player is going up to the Imperial Age so much earlier compared to when Levi's gonna be able to click up himself as well. Squires, scale mill armor on the way for Mr. Whocl. Just keeps on upgrading the pikemen, and then up in the north, a fortissy is coming up as well for Mr. Whocl. Here comes Levi though. Starting to put some pressure. With the Step Lancers, there's so much catching up to do though, that's the problem. And this has been the case for the last 15 minutes in the game or so. Levi's tried his darnest to get good damage down over here, but it's been so darn difficult for the most part. 2 villagers he's able to get over here, he's still behind by 10. He still does not have a handcart, while Whocl already has it. If we take a look at gather economy time, is so much higher for Whocl, it's not even close! And because it's gonna be in the Imperial Age in the next 30 seconds, and Levi still has not been able to click up, he's trying to go for university with a single villager. He's piling up a lot of extra resources here. And damn, it's pretty difficult for Levi to keep up this game, right? By the time the university comes up and he's finally able to click out to the Imperial Age, well, Whocl's going to be there already, and take a look at that! Whocl gets to the Imperial Age, goes for a forecastle at the exact same time. Levi's only able to click up himself. So what do we have from blue? We have a myriad of pikemen. We have berserks coming up right now. And these units are so hard to stop. After the castle comes up, and it's coming up for sure. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and it's very soon. He'll be in a position to start going for trebuchets. He'll be in a position to increase his production of berserks as well if he wanted to. I think trebuchet is going to be the first thing he needs to go for, of course, and he does oblige and go for trebs. But yeah, this kind of puts Whocl in a much better position even compared to before when he was already looking so strong. 5 TCs for the Bull player, 3 TCs still for Levi. Right now, villager lead is going to extend to 30 extra workers for Whocl. And the military count is about twice as high for Whocl compared to Levi as well, so it's... wow. Looking absolutely fantastic for the Bull player. Beautiful. 2 trebuchets already. Guess it's probably crumbling from Levi. Nice raid. Still seems to be just a drop in the bucket though. Levi is, as we already established, behind by well over 20 villagers, so the amount of damage he's got to do over here to offset for the much stronger position from Whocl is nothing short of remarkable. Now, mind you, Levi's civilization does scale a lot better in the later stages of the game compared to Whocl. First off, the Bull player does not get access to half of the year, right? So he's going to be stuck fighting with pikemen if he wants to stick to this. If he wants to make a play for archers, well, Levi is going to have much stronger cavalry archers compared to a standard civilization because the silk armor and arbalesters from Whocl wouldn't be quite as good because of not having access to thumb ring anymore. The Vikings, right, got nerfed some patches ago. And Levi will, he's still going to have the step lancers affected by silk armor as well, so it will make it very difficult for Whocl to make a play for archers, and it seems like he's just gonna be sticking to pikemen over here, pikemen and trebuchets, which is good. It's good, but Levi, he does have the potential to completely overpower Whocl if he ever manages to catch up in military count over here. Meanwhile, the bull players just trying to keep pressure going for dear life, but it's so difficult. Well, there are archer armors coming out now for Whocl. He's got skirmishers, he's got ballistics on the way. He's not gotten the elite skirmisher upgrade yet. There we are. Trebuchets do take down the castle, so that's going to leave Levi open. And this is what Whocl needs. He needs to go forward, take the TCs down to make sure that there is no running away for Levi's villagers, and then he needs to get the raids going. Unfortunately though, pikemen are not going to be effective, especially when Levi's got so many cavalry archers around. He's going to need something else. The skirmishers might not be the strongest unit, but in the Imperial Age, you know, after you get chemistry and bracer, whatnot, these skirmishers are actually going to be quite effective against villagers as well as effective against the cavalry archers, but they are not going to be anywhere near as good as our ballisters against light cavalry, potentially step lancers. So Levi does have the pieces of the puzzle he needs over here, but he's not gonna keep on trying though, because the military count is so one-sided over here for Whocl. He does end up overpowering Levi, albeit with much weaker units overall, and in the end it's going to be 1 for Whocl, 0 for Levi. We're gonna be taking a look at game number 2 in a moment, but just though, thank you so much for the raids, very much appreciated. How is it going? I hope you're doing alright. I hope you had a great stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream from Jon Snow as well. Before this game began, we were actually taking a look at Derp's matchup, or TTL's series against Stray Dog. We were only able to cast one game from the series, so we are going to resume casting that one afterwards. But for the time being, we are covering Levi versus Whocl, which is taking place live. I believe it's Whocl. Is that so? The versus Stray Dog was amazing, by the way. Oh man, I'm very much looking forward to it. We're going to continue casting that set after this one is over, but we were covering that one with the Dakota game, so we only got past the first one. Anyway, let's take a look at the achievements over here before taking a look at game number 2. We'll see a better than 3 to 2 KD ratio for Levi. Unfortunately, it was not enough. The economy was so much stronger for Whocl that he didn't really care about losing a few extra units. He was more than able to offset for that because of the much stronger economy and so many extra resources he collected throughout the game. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Sorry. Forgot to disable it. Here we go. Welcome you guys, everyone, to game number 2. This one's gonna take place on a houseboat, and we have Whocl playing with Chinese on the left-hand side. We have Levi playing with Dravidians towards the southeast. And taking a look at the civilizations, we'll see first off, the Whocl civilization will give him 3 extra villages upon starting the game. It does come at the expense of 200 food and 50 wood. However, the TC will have 5 higher population support, the 5 extra line of sight as well. And the Chinese also get 10, 15, 20% cheaper upgrades in the Field Castle and Imperial Ages, while for the team bonus, we're going to see for the bull player, 10% extra food on farms. Taking a look at the map generation for the bull player, we're also going to see 1 gold forward. We're going to see 1 gold towards the right hand side. We're going to have another gold over here towards the southwest, and then another gold towards the northwest. So this one is going to be on the back, right? And it's very good. Because he's very close to the edge of the map, it shouldn't be too difficult for him to wall himself up. Going for something from here to here, perhaps maybe even here to here, right? Because he's already gone for the walls in front, and then potentially connecting behind the scoreboard over here towards the edge of the map should allow him to secure not only this gold, but potentially even this stone, this gold as well, berry bushes, and very importantly, the woolen too. Well, if we take a look at the red player on the other hand, we're gonna see the Levi's playing with Dravidians and gets 200 extra wood upon reaching a new age. Levi's Civilization is also going to provide him 25% faster attacking Skirm and Elephant Archer type units, as well as a 50% discount on Barras upgrades. And in addition to that, Dravidians will also get, for the team bonus, 5 extra population support per each dog that he goes for. So the Sending Villages 4, though, is going to try to be sneaky over here. And this is something that I was talking about earlier in one of the series we were covering yesterday or the day before that as well. And how important it is to go for a good dock location over here. Because Whocl, if he had gone for the dock over here, the bull player, for the dock forward, around here probably, he would have spotted the villagers coming forward and he probably would have been able to prevent this from happening at all. It's a lot of pressure coming in. I think we can go back safely to 1x playback speed. And we didn't really have too much time to take a look at Levi's map generation because this game get into a lot of action. But still. Yeah, now that the game has stabilized for the most part. See the first few fire galleys on the way for Levi, and he's done a really good job though, going for double dogs forward. It's looking very strong. Thank you for the follows, guys. Once again, very much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying it. If Levi does not have information, you can also just do #match, and that's going to give you information about both these players. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Additionally, if you wanted to get just ELO information, you could do !ELO space and then the player name. And then you can do that for whichever player you want to. Whocl though, send the villagers forward. He's gonna try to trap the scout and he's going to do it! And he doesn't even need to get the walls up actually. Just the villagers on their own. We're body blocking the scout. Levi's going to end up losing it. And you know what? There's a lot of villagers from Whocl roaming around over here. That's going to be a lot of idle villager time as well. He is going out to the village so much later compared to Levi. If he was ever hoping to make a play for fast castle, he won't ever be able to do so. And this is especially important if you're trying to fast castle, to have the dock in a position that's going to allow you to see any incoming units, because you're not going to be able to go for any navy units in the Dark Age. If you spot the villagers coming over, you can send your own villagers to try and prevent the dock from coming up. But because of the location he chose for his dock over here, that was not really possible for him. Meanwhile, Levi is already in the field age, of course, and he's got the walls coming up. And we didn't really take a look at the red player's map generation too much. Let's do that right now. He's got one goal forward, and notice that he is going for the dock for himself, so that is much better for the red player. Meanwhile, he's got one goal on the back, which is already taken advantage of. He's got the woolen over here on the back. So the map generation is going to be overall very similar between both these players. And yeah, Levi's forward dock over there is going to allow him to spot any villagers coming from the front. And he's got the transport ship over here getting vision on the side, so he's going to spot these villages as well, and he should be going for his own navy units, and he does have 2 docks over here to work with, so he should be able to go for just as many units as Whocl is going to go for, if not more. So a much better start for Levi this game around, and it's going to end up getting full water control around Whocl's TC, which puts the bull player in a very precarious spot, of course. As you can see, Whocl is not going for any villages anymore. He does not have a transport ship, so if he went for villages, what would he be able to do with them, really? That he cannot transport them anymore, right? So the only way back for the Chilean player here is to get the same going around Levi's lake as Levi's being able to get around his own lake. It's gonna be pretty difficult. Well, Levi's got 2 docks to defend himself with as well. He's got the defender's advantage. A lot of extra villagers to defend himself with too. we are. Yeah, looking fantastic for Levi. The only player on the way to the castle age right now. The only player with fish and chips. And well, he ended up getting kind of pushed away from the dock over here on the left hand side. He is still looking stronger. He's got more fire galleys on the way, and of course, once he gets to the castle age, if he goes for the war galley upgrade, those are going to turn into fire ships, which are so much stronger. Here we go. Yep, doesn't seem like Whocl will be able to do much of anything over here anymore. He ends up deleting the TC at the center so that he can resume going for villagers, going for the TC over here up in the north. But honestly, man, wouldn't be surprised to see Whocl just call the GG the moment Levi gets to the castle age, because how really do you come back from a position like this? There we go, castle age is here for Levi. And Whocl is not gonna go as far as to call the GG right away, but he's on the back foot. Wargali's coming out now for Levi. So what can you really do from Whocl's position? Just go for full land pressure, right? But he doesn't even need, he doesn't even have the pressure coming. He's got only one spearman, 2 archers, no forward units whatsoever. You can come back if the opponent disconnects. Hey me, hi, hi, welcome. Yeah, and second TC's on the way now for Levi, so it's not great. It's not good for the bull player, and he recognizes it. It's going to call it GG. Zolotol, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone. I hope you are having a good time. I hope you have a good stream, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We are taking a look at Whocl versus Levi. Game number 2 does favor the Argentinian this time around, so we'll take a look at the achievements over here before hopping back out and taking a look at game number 2. The little ding dong sound that you heard, by the way, is an alert for commercials. So if you want to mute the stream, we do play some commercials in between games to try and disable the pre-rolls while the game is on, right? So just be wary of that. For military, it's looking, but if you're watching this on YouTube, by the way, there is no ding dong. It's just for Twitch. So taking a look at this, though, we'll see for military a better KD for Levi by quite a lot, about 74. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Levi as well, collecting about 900 extra resources, and he was just much better off in pretty much every single regard. And no matter how you slice this one, Levi just dominated game number 2. So well done. Let's go back and wait for game number 3 then, because we're watching this one live. We might actually have to wait a little bit. And there we go. Once again, Levi in the red color, Whocl in blue. And before I forget, we'll actually enable predictions. How's that sound? Yeah, let's do so. So, for the next 5 minutes, you're going to be able to predict who you think will win game number 3. Option 1 is going to be Whocl, so that it stays consistent with the game colors as well. And option 2 is going to be Levi, alright? You have 5 minutes. You can use your channel points to predict who you think is going to win this one. Go nuts. Oh!
Bit of a lurker. Glad to see the channel growing.
Startup guy, thank you so much for the tip. It's very much appreciated. We're getting close to $100, the holiday goal over here. It seems like there is no way in hell that we are going to achieve the tipping goal, but it's very much appreciated, of course. Every bit helps, and yeah, especially after the rough second half of the year after the whole Amazon situation. And by the way, the audio interface is already in the country. I ended up repurchasing it from a different store. Had to pay again. But yeah, this time around they did actually honor the purchase. They did not keep the money. I'm getting it from B&H Photo and Video, I think it's called, the store. I'm actually not really sure what the name is, but it's a very popular store for audio equipment and photo and video equipment as well. And it's certainly going to be earning a 5-star rating from me. Yeah, there we go, that one. Seahorse Gallop. Yeah, it's been a dreamy experience compared to Amazon, of course. It's been a fantastic experience. I was able to chat with personnel, I was able to get recommendations, and in the end I was able to make the purchase. Funnily enough though, because I must have bad luck in everything, I made the purchase, and then a few days later, the item that I bought, the audio interface that I bought, got a 20% discount, a 20% price discount. So I was like, oh, come on, man. Pinball, thank you so much for the gift of subs. And guys, welcome everyone. You'll get there, dude. Just takes time. Yeah, it's fine. My channel's growing quite a bit, and I'm very happy about it. It's not only on Twitch, it's also on YouTube. Ever since I brought my channel back to being active on YouTube, and I've had daily videos come out for the last 2 months or so, it's gone up twice its size in the last 60 days or so, I think. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. So I'm very optimistic about it for 2023. Very optimistic about my status as a caster for 2023 as well. I have several reasons to believe it's going to be the best year ever for my channel as well, and for anybody who likes my content as well. So it was a little bit of a rough patch, the second half of 2022, but it doesn't matter, right? It's just all water under the bridge, and it's gonna be great. Thank you so much once again, Pinval, for the gifted subs, and welcome Good Grill Fire, and not a horseman, to the club once again. Very much appreciated. We didn't really talk about the civilizations over here too much, but Whocl's playing with Franks. That means he's gonna get 20% extra HP on cavalry type units starting in the fuel age, as well as 15% faster working foragers, 25% cheaper castles, and free farm upgrades. But then in addition to that, Franks will get with the team bonus 2 extra line of sight on Nightline units. And Startup Guy, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the club. And I appreciate the support very much, the tip and the sub. Very much welcome, of course. And yeah, I hope you're having a good time so far. I don't know, this might be the first time that you're watching the stream. No, you said right that you were a bit of a lurker. I don't know if that was just for this one or not. I think that was probably in general. We talked about Franks, Levi playing with Berbers instead. We'll get 15 and 20% cheaper stable unit production in the castle and Imperial Ages, as well as 10% faster moving villagers, 10% faster moving ships, and for the team bonus, access to Genitor. That's going to be about it for both these sky civilizations. So let's just take a look at the map generation really quickly before we get to too much action, right? Whocl, he's already going for the stable, so let's take a look at this. He's got 1 goal on the back, which is great. He's got 1 stone towards the south, or sorry, 1 goal over here towards the south. And for stone, we have the main stone up in the north, and the secondary stone is all the way towards the south, was over here, so far away from the TC. Meanwhile, taking a look at Levi's map generation, we'll see that the red player, sorry, he's got the main goal forward, and the secondary one is on the left-hand side, very far away. The other secondary one is on the right-hand side, very far away, and the map generation is not ideal for anyone, but it's looking better for Whocl, if only for the back gold. Stone is side-ish for the red player, and the secondary stone is over here towards the southwest as well, and that's going to be about it. A lurker, my friend, but Always enjoy the coverage. Off to sleep? Alright, startup guy. No problem. You know that the rest of the series is going to be available as VOD. And it's going to come up on YouTube as well eventually, so you'll be able to catch up over there. Very much appreciated, startup guy. So far, pretty uneventful. Whocl has gone for extra scouts. He's got only 2 forward to make use of. The third one is at the center. Nobody's tried to go for water whatsoever. This is especially surprising given that this is Levi's home. Sorry, this is Whocl's home map, right? So you'll be expecting him to try and make a play. For the water, in the end, he's unable to do so. Hey, Reynald. Hi, welcome. Go Pela. It's getting housed right now, unfortunately. Whocl. It's doing a little bit of a better job keeping up with it. For the time being, that is. Hey, Rami. Hi, welcome. Welcome back as well. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone's gonna be able to get any damage done, right? Well, Whocl's the player with the most scouts forward. He's got 4 over here. Meanwhile, Levi is going forward with 3 actually. Levi is already getting the walls up around the lumberjacks, the walls up around the berry bushes. And then on the right hand side, Whocl, he is completely walled off as well. Like, not completely in terms of having his base completely covered by walls, but he's got the resources walled off locally, except for the gold over here. But he's got 2 spearmen, so he should be able to defend just fine. The game seems to be pretty stable at this point. Hey guys, hi. I keep on just calling him Whocl. If you're 100% positive that this is supposed to be pronounced as Whocl, do let me know, because usually the players will have capitalized characters for when you're supposed to pronounce the letters individually. Anyway. Fletching's coming up now. Whocl's adding some archers into the mix. This is probably going to trigger somebody on YouTube. If I am indeed saying it wrong and I'm going to say it the whole series like this, I can see a few dislikes in this video. Do let me know though, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're 100% positive. It's supposed to be pronounced as Whocl. Do let me know. Here comes the bull player though, in Levi. Levi's getting a defensive tower right next to the gold. This is not a good enough tower though, especially if the bull player gets fletching. It is Whocl. Okay. Let's try to switch over to CLN. So the bull player in any case could still put some pressure over here with archers. Because the archers are still going to push the villagers away from gold over here while staying beyond the range of the tower. However, he's bringing the archers over the left-hand side. Now, Levi's got the scouts over here. Is going to completely clean these units up, and it's not even close. Even the spearman from Who went down over there. And then on the right-hand side, Levi was able... Actually, Who was able to get 1 villager down, though. Right there. It's not too bad. So it's pronounced Hooch? Beautiful sniper here. Levi does get a villager in retaliation. And overall, he's still behind though. He's lost 2 workers so far. Meanwhile, ZL has lost only 1. Fantastic. Levi could get another villager over here if he commits to it, but he would most likely end up losing the scouts. And now the quick walls coming though from Whocl over there, getting the scouts to lose a little bit more HP over here from Levi. However, the red player will be the first one to click out to the castle H, and Whocl instead is going up a little bit later, about 16 seconds later, I think. 15 to 16 seconds later. And what to expect once we get to the castle H? Well, we have Berbers over here. You're expected to see more than one stable night production. That's just the way it is. Playing against Franks over here means that he could potentially make a play also for camels. It's going to be 15% cheaper already for him in the castle H. And Levi should be in an alright spot over here. You know, he's not spent anywhere near as much villager working time and resources trying to get the walls up. So his economy should be a little bit stronger. Let's take a look. Worker efficiency has favored Whocl a little bit more, and he does have a stronger gather economy time in the end though, so it seems like Levi was unfortunately unable to capitalize on having the villagers working without having to go for the walls, because Whocl's efficiency, or Whocl's efficiency, sorry, for economy, has been significantly higher this game. And Levi, well, won't really be able to go for something as big as triple stable production. And yeah, he doesn't even have the triple stables, right? He's going only now for the second stable. Beautiful. Additional TCs coming in. For the bull player, Levi not going for any extra TCs, is going to stick to full military production over there. He does end up taking an atrocious engagement on the back of Whocl's base. There's 2 scouts over here. The remaining 2 are so low HP that he just gives up on them. They end up getting cleaned up as well. Levi, he does have a second TC on the way. And this comes in stark contrast to what seemed to be his plan for the castle H. 2 stables. If he's able to keep production from these, then he might be able to go for the second TC. But, you know, in Levi's position, I think it will probably be preferable for him to go for a third stable instead, and just try to stick to 1 TC full military production over here and try to offset for Whocl's stronger economy setup right now. We have seen this in the past already be extremely effective. That is the triple stable full night production, right? Or potentially even a few camels into the mix from Levi, sticking to 1 TC. But he's not choosing to go for it. Instead, with the second TC, is going to have to split his economy into military and eco production. And it doesn't seem like he's even going to go for that much military anymore anyway. With only 7 units out in the end, 2 additional units queued up, Levi will struggle. Here we are. Too greedy? He's getting away with this. Levi has decided to go for a 30C, and this is unfortunately too little too late. Why? Because Whocl's been just sitting behind the walls here, completely safe, and he's been the first one to go for the extra TCs. And Levi should know, because he lost the scouts over here trying to delay the TC, trying to get some of the villages down over here, so he should know exactly what Whocl was going for. So trying to go for the extra TCs so much later compared to Whocl is only going to result in Levi falling behind in economy. So that is why, once again, I feel like the right way to go about this game would have been to stick to triple stable, full night production for Levi, add a few camels into the mix, get about 17, 20 units, then come forward and start raiding. You know, what is Whocl going to do about that? It's got a little wood in space. Yeah. Well, fortunately for him, these are going to be 150 each, right? So after he runs out of these, he can go for these. Eventually, he's going to have to make a play for the center, of course. And I would imagine given the amount of stone miners he's got right now, that he'll try to make a play for a castle. So if the bull player manages to go forward with a castle probably around... He would really want to get the castle up forward, probably around an area like this, so that he would be able to take advantage of all of this, right? This. If he went for the castle a little bit further back, it would be a little bit harder for him to secure access to it. Right hand side. Yeah, Levi's getting a village down. And Whocl is gonna be fine. We have a very small amount of knights over here. Levi is not gone for chain bar than armor, so it's only +1/+1 for these units. And because the majority of the army is going to consist of camels, they won't really hold on against the TCs too much, right? So this becomes a little bit of a dead spot for Red's units to roam around. Definitely not the best location. And then on the left hand side, Levi is able to defend himself just fine against Whocl, but once again falls behind dramatically in economy. I'll be able to get a villager or two down over there. Yes, sir. That's one. 2 villagers dead already. And the castle's coming out forward. Yeah, not the best location, I would say, but it's going to make do for the time being. Ideally, I would have liked for him to go for it a little bit further forward, where I was suggesting it originally, but this one is going to give him access to these wood lines. But then a tower or a castle over here would still end up pushing the villagers away from here. So it's not the best, but I guess Levi is not really in a position to try to go for a forward castle. He's going for a defensive one now instead. And Whocl is getting more villages over here though. So far, very even in terms of eco-KD. Levi is still a little bit stronger with 7 villagers killed versus only 5 lost. And that's another one going down from Levi. Well, Whocl is still roaming around with the scouts. The crossbows should be able to defend against this just fine. We have a fairly small amount of knights over here. The crosses are not going to struggle too much against. The camels, of course, crosses will take down pretty easily. Now, the knights, the crosses wouldn't struggle against if he had the meat shield, but he does not have the meat shield anymore, so these units are getting completely cleaned up. Yeah, well defended over there. Unfortunately, Levi, though, still has so much catching up to do. Take a look at that. ZL's economy is so much stronger right now, and he should be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon, actually. Hey, our base, I haven't seen this set yet. Damn straight you haven't. It's taking place live. So I would be surprised if you were able to see it before. But yeah, we were casting Derp and Stray Dog set using recorded games, but this one started. So we switch over to this one. And after this one is done, we are going to finish covering Derp versus Stray Dog. I remember I saw it yesterday. Okay. Seems about right. What kind of Kilimanjaro is this map? Yeah. Imagine. 4 castles coming up for Whocl now. And scouts coming out for Levi right now. Whocl's the only player going up to the Imperial Age. We were expecting him to be able to click up very soon, and he did. Levi, on the other hand, has got a good amount of food, but does not have anywhere near enough gold to go up himself. And you know what? This castle from Levi is not going to get a knight, but it's going to come at a huge cost. Well, if Whocl was paying attention over there, he would have been able to get a bunch of villages down. I think this one certainly has enough range, right? Yeah, he had enough range. He Just decided not to go for it in the end. Here we are. At this point, dog the shoreline and fish with the villagers? Yeah, I could go for it. It's got a bunch of villagers, so it'll be fine. Levi's counter raid over here with some camel archers, knights. Would allow him to get a few villagers. Lucio still looking stronger though. Being the first player to get into the Imperial Age means he's gonna be the only player with access to trebuchets for a little bit. While if Levi is able to keep the castles up, and he should be able to, in a minute and a half is not going to be enough for Whocl to take it down. If Levi is able to keep the castles up, he's going to have 2 to work with, so he should be able to outproduce Whocl, right? Yeah, because the bull player is going for a trebuchet only from the front castle over here, and he's not utilizing the back one. It seems like Levi might be able to outproduce the bull player for sure. Does Levi have cashba? I don't think so. I haven't seen it come up. Let me check. Nope, he doesn't have it. Another castle on the way for Levi as he gets to the Imperial Age. He needs to make a choice. Does he go for the trebuchets? Does he go for the camel archers? And so far, he's prioritized the camel archers for the most part. He does have 2 trebuchets on the way though, but from a single castle. Meanwhile, Whocl already has 3 trebuchets to work with. My lord. If I were Levi, I would have gone double cast petards. That's why I'm low elo though. It wouldn't be terrible actually. It wouldn't be the worst. And there we go. One castle goes down over there. He's going over to the next one. Meanwhile, Levi is still trying to raid on the back. Yeah, and Levi losing the castles over here is still going to end up as a worse result than he would have gotten if he had gone for petards, right? Especially because, well, you know, Whocl only went for trebuchets from this 4 castles. So if Levi took this one down, then Whocl would have taken significantly longer to get the trebuchets from this 1 castle forward. But it seems like both these players are losing the castles for sure. Levi runs out of stone over there. Cannot keep on repairing this one too much. It's going to be left only 1 if he loses this one. So he definitely wants to try and keep it up, especially if he's going to be sticking to camel archer production, which he needs the castles for. Here we go. Fantastic. Castle will crumble eventually from Levi. Whocl is also losing his castle over here, mainly because of the hail advantage. Levi will be able to take this one down in the end, and there's a lot of resources going into keeping the castles up over here from both these players, although Whocl's got the castle still up over here. Is not going to be the case for much longer. Yeah, and then around the map we have a few small raiding attempts, but Levi's been paying attention over here, so he's not really lost too much. And the same can be said over here for Whocl as well. He's been fine back home, right? In the end though, Levi's gonna be able to keep the castle up. Trebuchets go back for Whocl, and Levi's gonna start pushing back a little bit. However, the bull player still looking strong though. Each trebuchet shot costs like 58 stone to repair, if I recall correctly. Downhill a bit more. Yeah, it sounds about right. Maybe catching up with villagers. This is Levi catching up after being behind for so long and by such a big margin though. So if you take a look at the gather economy time, there's a big difference. About 2.5 hours of extra gather economy time for Whocl. From this point onwards, of course, it's going to remain a constant delta between both these players. But Whocl is doing a really good job still putting pressure. Trying to put pressure anyway. But they struggle with the KD a little bit, so Levi's been getting the better value out of the engagements for the most part. Here we are, another castle's on the way now for Whocl. Yeah, and this castle could potentially go down pretty easily as well. Levi does have 3 trebuchets still left. So if he's aware of the castle coming up, and he is, should bring the trebuchets over, and he's got them over there, right? Castle's going down. Well, it's being targeted. It's not going down necessarily. We have a lot of halberdier over here to protect the trebuchets with, but still one goes down. Levi's finally able to leverage the discount. Stable unit production over here. He's got a good amount of camels. Allow him to take one of the trebuchets down, and it seems like he's going to end up taking Whocl's castle down over here. You know what? You know what? Levi's starting to look a lot stronger over here. Whocl is going for Cavalier right now. He's got Blast Furnace, which he just finished researching. The castle's going down, so he won't really have too much of a push going over here anymore, right? The Halberdier obviously will not be able to just push. They were defending the trebuchets over here. They were part of a larger push on their own. With the other castle over here to help defend the trebuchets with as well. Levi should be able to take these down with the camel archers. And the Cavalier from Whocl, they are still not finished researching. He doesn't actually have a single knight right now, so he's going to have Cavalier, but no units to actually take advantage of it. But let's take a look at this. Whocl is going to go after the trebuchets right away. He's going to be able to get 1, 2 down. The Halberdier doing a really good job against the camels. And no, the trebuchets go down from Levi. A lot of resources down the drain for the red player, and Whocl managed to keep the trebuchets up for the most part. He ended up losing 1, yes. But that's 400 versus 1200 resources down the drain for Whocl and Levi respectively. Plus, the red player is not really sticking to the single push over here from down south. He's also going around with light cavalry around the map, just trying to overwhelm Levi. The red player's defenses are certainly struggling big time. Yeah, and he's going for another castle over here, and the difference this time around is that Levi doesn't really have the trebuchets left anymore. So what Whocl is going to do with this castle is he's going to utilize it as a stepping stone, on top of which he's going to go for extra production buildings, right? Or around which he's going to go for extra production buildings, and he's going to try to get the push going a little bit more heavily over here from the south. He already had the raids coming from the north, but their castles over here makes it a little bit harder for him to really do any damage with light cavalry. So with the castle over here down the south, he protects the production buildings, and he's able to start putting pressure from where Levi is the most vulnerable. There are no castles over here for the red player. Sure, he's got the TCs, but how long are the TCs going to stay up against 4 freaking trebuchets? Not for very long. Not for very long. Whocl doesn't even have a Cavalier. What did he get the upgrade? I think it was hoping to make a play for Cavalier, and then he saw the light cavalry and Halberdier up. Army composition over here is working just fine, so decided to stick to it. And now he's got the upgrade in case he wants to seal the game later. Once he is able to clear up all the camels. I think you want the Hussar? Well, the Franks do not get Hussar. If you mean light cavalry, maybe. I don't know if he already had light cavalry when he clicked the Cavalier though. Castle in the northeast, yes. This one. Paying enough for the time being. Levi did go for a bunch of extra trebuchets though. There we go. And Whocl starting to get the raids going. And this could be catastrophic. A bunch of villagers down. One villager down. 2, 3, 4 villagers. 5 villagers down. So far, that's not going to be the end of it, of course. Whocl's gonna keep on trying to get the raids going. He does still have more light cavalry roaming around, right? So that's gonna be even more villagers going down. I'll take a look at the exact worker count over here, going down to the light cavalry. So as soon as I'm able to actually double click the unit. Okay, never mind. We know that he killed a bunch of villages though. We can see that Levi's villager count went down significantly over here in the last few minutes. Meanwhile, Whocl will. He's going to end up losing the castle over here in the end. He couldn't take the churches down on time. But he does have the castle up on the right hand side. I don't know if this is going to stay up for too long though. Levi could potentially go for churches from here as well. Although it doesn't seem like he's interested in that. He's probably just going to try and bring these ones back. The red player does not have a lead camel archer, no. So these are not as strong as they could be. And he does have Thumbring right now, yes. He doesn't have elite only. Economy is not really allowed him to go for it. Another castle on the way though for Whocl. Lord. The games, man, the games have been so freaking long. And I am supposed to leave in 2 hours to play Jeopardy, and I'm supposed to finish casting the record against from the other series that we were casting before this one began. And I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that. I think we're gonna have to leave the other one for tomorrow, most likely, if this one keeps on extending this much. Unless Whocl is able to take game number 3 and game number 4 pretty quickly. Yeah, I just think we're gonna be able to finish casting Stray Dog and Derp series. Yeah, and you're 100% correct, by the way, Heavy Reynald. You want the numbers first, you want the upgrades later. So Levi is definitely not going to get any heat from me from not getting Elite Camel Archer earlier. Getting a good amount of units up is what allowed him to survive so long, but Whocl is definitely still looking much, much stronger. Here we are. That's a lot of blacksmith upgrades too. Yeah. It's just by virtue of Levi trying to prioritize the numbers over here in the end. Whocl's units will prove too strong for Levi to fight against, so that's going to give the Chilean player the third, or actually the second point over here in the third game to get ahead in score. A 2-1 right now against Levi. Well played. Let's go and take a look at the achievements before hopping back out. For military, we have a better KD for Levi, about 3-2, very close to it. Not quite as high, but very close to it. For economy, a stronger economy for Whocl over here, and it's not even close, man. It's not even close. While Levi was able to catch up in worker count earlier in the game, it did not take too long for Whocl to get the lead right up. Back again, right? A lot of extra villages going down for Levi throughout the game. He ended up losing 100. and 57 villagers, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, Whocl, on the other hand, ended up losing 45 villagers throughout the game only. So go figure. A lot of the economy from Levi that he was unable to spend into the upgrades he needed, he ended up spending into villagers to replenish his economy. He ended up spending into units to replenish his army. And was never really able to catch up in upgrades, and that gave Whocl a much, much better position in the game. Ten turtle castles. All right, yeah. Ended up, no. Oh yeah, 10 castles between both these players, right? He ended up losing 4. Whocl, that is. Levi ended up losing 2. Game number 4 is here, guys! Whocl is playing with Britons and Levi is playing with Burgundians. This is indeed, what is the name of this one? Ravines, right? Yes, this is indeed Ravines. It's going to be Levi's remaining home map. If he wins this one, then the last game is going to be decided on Whocl's remaining map, which was Cross, I believe. So he needs to clutch this one up, and then he needs to offset Whocl's on the Bull player's home map. So we'll see. How is that pretentious? I don't know. A lot of people really find it very annoying. Like if you're speaking Spanish and then you just drop a random English word with pretending to pronounce it properly, right? As opposed to just saying it the Spanish way. It sounds awkward. It sounds awkward to me as well. And some people actually get very annoyed for that. They're like, oh yeah, what do you think you are? And I don't know. I would have avoided it, but it just came out naturally. And now I understand the people who do it because you don't intend to. It just comes out that way. I like every language well pronounced. Well, that's good. I know you won't hate me. Alright. Let's take a look at the civilizations then, starting with a blue player. We'll see that Whocl is playing with Britons. That means he's got 1 and 2 extra range on foot archer units in the castle and Imperial Ages, except for skirmisher units. And then what do we have for Britons besides that? A 50% discount, 50% wood discount, right? On TC starting with the Castle Age, and 25% faster working Shepherds. Meanwhile, for the team bonus, Britons will also have 20% faster working Archer ranges, making Archer production significantly faster, and Levi, playing with Burgundians instead, will have a 40% for discount on eco upgrades, and he gets access to the eco upgrades 1 inch earlier compared to other civilizations. Besides that, we also have for Burgundians access to the Cavalier upgrade in the Castle Age, a 50% discount on stable upgrades, and 25% higher attack on gunpowder units, while for the team bonus, relics will generate food in addition to gold. Yeah, people annoy me for calling Spider-Man in Spanish, but they pronounce it totally. So, oh, I get it. So, young people are annoyed by you calling Spider-Man Hombre Araña, but then they call it Spider-Man, right? Right. Yeah, it happens. Well, there's a lot of that, and I would imagine many languages, especially because English is so tricky with pronunciation. It's not consistent. Or at the very least, not very consistent compared to Spanish or Italian or any of the Romance languages, right? For instance, you have words like Mike and then Nike. How on earth would you get from how the word is written that Nike is supposed to be pronounced like that when you have Pike, Mike, you know? Just a single letter changes and all of a sudden the entire word sound changes too. There's a lot of that. Adobe as well. Like the software company, Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator. Who on earth would guess that it's supposed to be pronounced Adobe? In Spanish, we just call it Adobe. I find it contradictory that they make me say it in English, but their English sucks. Yeah. Top though, through though. Oh, though. Yeah. Tough. True, true. Well, the combination of T and H does make a difference over there, and it does make sense in a way. But Nike, Adobe, like what? English is very consistent if you know French, Latin, Old English, and are knowledgeable in a handful of other languages. Yeah. All right, guys, PLH is here for both these players. While we were just killing some time over there. We'll see the walls coming out from Whocl. Meanwhile, Levi's trying to go for the walls himself. He's not going to be able to complete these yet. English is awesome. I love it, but it's often so illogical. Yeah, it is. It also takes a lot of words from other languages too, although I guess that's probably the case for every language, and you kind of have to know where it's coming from, right? Like déjà vu, rendezvous, which they pronounce it pretty poorly in English as well. But I guess it's probably similar to líder in Spanish. Does líder come from the same... Where does líder come from, the word? For English, it's leader, right? To lead, the one who leads. I'm really sure where it's coming from in Spanish. Regardless though, Whocl is gonna be the first one to start putting some pressure. It's got skirmishers, the spearman, and the one scout trying to take the spearman down from Levi so that he can take the villager with the scout. Ultimately, he won't be able to do it. And so long as the red player is paying attention, he'll be able to completely wall himself off, and he's going to do it. Another villager is coming over there. The skirmishers do not have it in them, the power they need to push the villager away from the foundation. So in the end, Levi's gonna be completely walled off. And just the one scout remains from the blue player inside the walls from Levi to roam around and try to get a snipe over here. But given the HP of the scout, I don't think that's going to happen at all. Those walls are very awkward, only one safe gold. Yeah, that is true. This one on the back, this one is not going to be safe at all. We take a look at Whocl's walls, and it's going to be kind of similar as well, with the one gold safe over here to the side of the TC, and this one forward being kind of exposed to you. But yeah, it's not going to matter too much if it's Whocl the one to put pressure for the most part over here, right? Lead is also plum. You mean... Yeah, right. Plomo, true. Lead and lead. The absolute worst is with noticeable accent and fast talking. Lead comes from Old English. How do you pronounce that? Ladere? Ladere? French and other Latin languages borrow from it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. No, put me talking about my language, that is Czech. It is just so different. Yeah. Are you currently living in... I think I might have already asked this, Pineball. But are you living in the Czech Republic currently? I was also potentially considering it as a potential country to move into. A lot of pressure is coming in for Whocl for sure, but so far he's really been unable to get anything done with it. Back home, he's trying to expand the walls. Interesting. Seems like... Wait, what? He's gonna try to get the walls towards the edge of the map. It wouldn't be too expensive in the sense that it doesn't take too many tiles, palisades, to completely wall towards the southeast. The problem is that he will be extremely unlikely to be able to defend that, so instead he's going for the walls over here. Well, this is good. If he ends up securing this gold, That's going to put him in a much better position, of course, the longer the game goes. Be careful when checking the Wikipedia page for Titans League if you are hoping to watch some of the series in my channel as casted games, as recorded games, sorry, in the next few days before the round of 18 series are shared for public casting, then you might not want to take a look at it because you might get spoiled for some of the series that we are going to cover. We have Stray Dog vs. Derp, which we were going to cover after the first series of the day, but because of this one taking place live, we are prioritizing this one. I think Derp versus Stray Dog we are going to finish casting tomorrow. Besides that, there is also Gabby's series that we are going to take a look at, and Elviri's series that we are going to take a look at as well. People were asking for it. So those 3 sets, if you want to watch them on my channel, you might not want to take a look at Wikipedia. I am spoiler proof, unable to remember results even if I tried. Well, the end is not really connecting the walls over here in front of the gold. Well, he doesn't need to go for it right now. He's collecting gold from up in the north. But it'll be ideal for Lucio to try and get that up. You can tell it is Czech person speaking English because in Czech emphasis is on the first syllable and it is hard not to do it in English too. Yeah, well, that happens with French as well, but the opposite. It's one of the dead giveaways. That and the R sound, of course. Whocl has successfully created the McDonald's logo. He has. Well, if you're watching this series on YouTube, guys, let me know what your native language is, since we've been talking about this so much on Twitch. I'd be very interested to know what the languages, the native languages of my audience are from YouTube as well. I would imagine a lot of you are not native English speakers, but do let me know. Not only once or twice I watched a lot of series I'm trying to catch up on and wondering if I've seen it or not, but doesn't seem too familiar only to hear Noah say hello turnip. That is the ultimate humiliation, I would imagine. Can you imagine somebody doing something like that to you in real life? Like, do you remember when we went to that restaurant last night and you're like, no, I stayed home, I swear to God. And then they show you a video of you at the restaurant from last night and you're like, oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about it. I'm French and was almost offended by the previous comment. RIP. Turner would be happy to know it just cast the same 10 games over and over again. Yeah, I wonder what the audience for that would be like, though. You asked earlier what I thought about Holland versus Noel set. I thought it was pretty good and surprising in many ways. Man, the game's been pretty uneventful so far. It's not that I am just digressing over here for the sakes of it, but there's not really been a whole lot happening. Levi's going for the second and third TCs on the back over here. Meanwhile, Whocl has already had the extra TCs up for a while. He's been able to get ahead already by about 4 villages because of it, and Levi's got just skirmishers to defend himself with. Against the skirmishers from Whocl, it's going to work out just fine. Against the knights, of course not, but he does have a monastery and the monk coming up as well, so it should be fine. Third TC finally coming out for Levi. Whocl's pulling ahead even further in villager count by a lot. Oh, a castle on the way for Levi. Whocl's collecting some stone, but he's not anywhere near having enough. They got to the castle age himself. Here we go. Yeah, and this pressure from Whocl is not really going to achieve much of anything. We know this. The Knights won't really be able to do much of anything against Levi's Monk, and the skirmishers won't be able to breach through the palisades on their own. So in the end, Levi's going to stabilize over here. The thing though is, Whocl has already gotten ahead in worker count. And Levi has not really taken advantage of the earlier access to upgrades too much. He's got right now Heavy Plow and he's got Bozo. And even if he went for this in the field age, Whocl's been able to catch up for the most part. As a matter of fact, he's got Handguard coming in, while Levi does not have that one. Levi instead does have Heavy Plow, which Whocl doesn't have it. But I would say that the economy is probably a wash right now between the different upgrades that the players have been getting so far. Taking a look at the gather economy time, we'll see that Whocl actually is looking stronger by collecting resources for a much longer period of time. About 48 minutes of extra gather economy time compared to Levi. Yeah, and Whocl's done a really good job. 4 TCs on the way for Levi. Oh, this is going to put him so far behind though. This is so bad. It's not that going for a 4 TC is necessarily bad in and of itself. It's always going to be context dependent, of course. And the problem for Levi is that he is making a play for economy when he is already on a smaller economy. And going for the 4 TC is only going to delay him further, while Whocl has already been taking advantage of the extra villagers, right, to get ahead. And if he's just going to stick to the 3 TCs over here, should be able to go up to the Imperial Age so much earlier compared to Levi. So much earlier. That's going to put him in a very good spot. Yeah, exactly. Gets to the Castle Age, balances his economy a little bit. Shouldn't take too long for Whocl to get to the Imperial Age, or to be able to click out to the Imperial Age. And you take a look at Levi and he's just so far behind. It's going for a Heavy Plow right now. That's, sorry, not Heavy Plow, but Handguard right now. That's going to lay him even further. The 4 TCs up. If he wants to keep production from all 4 TCs, it's just going to be so hard. And he is right now. He's got Handguard and Villagers, right, coming up. He has to catch up somehow, right? Yeah, well, the problem with that, though, is he's not going to catch up that way. If he stuck to 3 TCs in the abuser market to try and go up earlier, potentially, or instead of going for the defensive castle over here, would have just saved the resources, and instead of going for stone, he would have gone for food and gold to go up to the Imperial Age earlier. That could have been good for Levi, and there are a bunch of different things he could have gone for, but trying to go for the 4 TC over here when his economy is already smaller delays him even further, because he's had fewer resources throughout the game that he's collected compared to Whocl, and now he's spending his fewer resources collected into trying to catch up, right? So he will catch up eventually, yes. He's only 3 workers ahead, 3 workers behind right now. By the time Whocl gets to the Imperial Age, most likely Levi's already going to be ahead in villager count. But then he's gonna need to hold on against Whocl's push in the Imperial Age with Castle Age units, Castle Age upgrades. And it's gonna take a while for the extra economy that Levi's paying for right now to pay off and eventually be worth it. It's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age soon, though. Good job. So yeah, it's not even that the extra TC is going to cause him to lose or anything. It's just going to delay him compared to Whocl to the Imperial Age. That can make a big difference, especially since both players are aware of each other's castles. We could see, for instance, Whocl go for trebuchets earlier, try to go forward. He'll need something to defend that with, though, so that's why he's taken into Halberdier. Right now he can only go for pikemen, but he's gonna have enough resources to go for Halberdier later, and then that could be Halberdier and trebuchets. What is Levi going to do? He does have 25% higher damage on gunpowder units, so hand cannoneer could potentially be a good option, but he needs to wait once again to the Imperial Age before he's able to go for it. We'll see if Levi can make it work. The head start to the Imperial Age is going to be a 73 seconds favoring Whocl. Good defense. Second castle already up, so it's gonna be pretty good. Chainmail armor is coming in for Whocl, and take a look at this. He's getting to the Imperial Age. And 12 pikemen. And what does he go for? First thing into the Imperial Age? Nothing! Oh, there we go. Halberdiers on the way. I was expecting this to be prioritized a little bit more. Yeah, I think he was probably just trying to find a free barracks, perhaps. Yeah, so he's got Halberdier on the way. And it is to be expected. If you were taking a look at the resources from Whocl, he kind of needed to go for this. There we go, Imperial Age. It's here for Levi now as well. And what does he go for? Chemistry. He's gonna try and make the play for hand cannoneer. He knows that Halberdier are coming out. Meanwhile, Whocl is going finally for the trebuchets. I was expecting to see him go for earlier. And Levi went for a forward castle, which Whocl is already aware of. So now the trebuchets coming out are going to start targeting the castle over here. The Halberdier are going to protect the trebuchets, and Levi is gonna make a play for hand cannoneer once he gets chemistry. He already has the archer ranges, so he's got the infrastructure he needs for it. He's going right now for light cavalry as well, and a few extra stables. And Whocl trying to get the sneaky stables up over there. Won't really be able to do too much. Up in the north, the sneaky stables coming in for Levi though. Although Whocl is aware of it, I think. He's not aware of it. He can only see the outpost, but he does have Halberdier, and he does have still a lot of extra trees to chop through before he overchops. So there we are. Chemistry's here. Levi's gonna start going for the hand cannoneer right away. Yes, sir. Fantastic. It seems that the castle is going down for Whocl over here. Levi's going to keep his own castle up for the time being. We do have 4 trebuchets, so Whocl should still be able to take the castle down over here. Levi's going to spend a lot of resources trying to keep that one up and down the south. A beautiful spotting though from Whocl! He struck oil over here. That's a lot of villages going down. My lord. The center once again. The castle's staying up for the time being, but this is not going to come in cheap, of course. Yeah, the castle in the ravine is not going to be the most resilient one for sure, and in the end, Whocl doesn't have losing the castle, but he does end up taking the castle down though. Just before he starts losing his own trebuchet, so he'll be able to hold on over here for the time being. But this is a very interesting position. Levi is putting a lot of pressure. There we go. Double hit. Yes. Trebuchet goes down over there. From Whocl in the end. Could potentially have gotten a better trade if he had gone for Werewolf, right? But he couldn't go for it. And take a look at this. Whocl's sneaky stable over there already got spotted by Levi. Levi's going for the walls already. And if we take a look at the bull player's point of view, he knows about the walls coming up. He's probably just not paying attention to that individual stable. I would imagine he's probably just selecting all and going for light cavalry. It's got the raids going around. It's got a bunch of villagers from Levi going down to the light cavalry. In the end, a.k.a. is very similar between both these players. Favoring Whocl, but just a little. And Levi's push over here is still very strong though. And the hill advantage is actually putting Levi in a very good spot over here against Whocl's buildings in the ravines. The monastery has gone down, so many of the relics are left for grabs over here. Time for the relic heist. We'll see if Levi actually goes for it right now. He's got 2 monks, but he's not sending these forward, so it doesn't seem like he's gonna try and steal those. Yeah, and you know what? Because he might still be kind of on the back foot over here. But it's not too bad. If he gets pushed away from the ravines, he's still going to have a very strong economy on the right-hand side and another one up in the north as well, so long as he's able to hold on against these tables, and he should be able to. He's just gotten the walls up. It's gonna be fine. Just the ravines that's been kind of a sore point for Whocl, who's been struggling to put a stop to Levi's push. Remember, Britons do not get bombard cannons. Levi's civilization does have it, the Burgundians. So the only way back over here for Whocl is going to be going for his own trebuchets, potentially getting Warwolf. So Levi is in a good spot over here overall, even if Whocl's managed to catch up in economy and military count for the most part. Here we are. Does Whocl have gold on his side of the map? Let's take a look. He does over here. Yes. He's collecting from it already. Nice raid over here from Levi though. And then this one is going to be super exposed. However, he does have more gold up in the north as well. So he does have gold for the time being. It's not going to be the case for much longer though. If he keeps on getting pushed harder and harder. And you know, Levi, he is, I believe, a little bit lower either, right? Isn't Whocl 2k3 and Levi like 2k? If I'm not mistaken. Or is it the other way around? I don't remember anymore. Somebody will have to do a hashtag match. The monks did not move out in the end. Whocl ended up collecting one of the relics over here. Still 3 after grabs. Alright, there we go. Yeah, Whocl is about 200 higher elo compared to Levi. 213 higher elo. But so far, Levi's looking very strong over here. And if you take a look at the minimap, about 60% or so of the map seems to be under Levi's control, or seems to have some sort of presence for the red player. Well, the blue player on the other hand is going to have more like 30%. Struggles big time. Hey Ro36, how does it feel winning the best final of all time? Yeah, it feels good, man. We went with all the players to celebrate afterwards. I still remember that pass that that assist that I got for Messi to score was fantastic. So we won, we celebrated, we are the champions. I'm just making fun, of course, of the fact that people refer to as we. But it was good. It was good. It was a very happy day. A lot of people went out celebrating around the city and around the country as well. So it's nice, man. You know, it's a little bit of joy that our people needed. After 90% year-on-year inflation, you need something like this to keep going, you know, to fuel your inner fire. I mean, Hero winning at the Grand Melee. Oh man, I really wish I would have been able to cast that one. What you gonna do? Miscommunication happened behind the scenes, and in the end I wasn't able to provide the coverage that I wanted for the tournament to upload to my YouTube channel, but oh well. We have T90 Titans League, and yeah, I'm pretty sure in the future we are going to have more opportunities. Thank you for the follows, everyone. Appreciate it. Welcome. If you're enjoying the channel so far. Winning the World Cup has a good impact on the economy as well. Well, I'm hoping. We'll see. You know what's not going to have a good impact on the economy, though? Letting your opponent completely clap you out of your ravine, out of one of your main goals, pretty much out of the map. Whocl has gone around the map trying to survive over here. He's kind of oozed his economy towards the south. But it's been a struggle, and of course it's been very expensive over here. In the end, the US push proved too strong for Whocl to defend against, and now we have 75 population for the bull player. Meanwhile, Levi is completely locked to 200 population. He's completely unstoppable right now as well. So it's only a matter of time until Whocl calls a GG. There's no way Levi's going to throw this game. He doesn't have the strength to throw such a heavily won game like this. So it seems, guys, that we are going to have yet another full series as Whocl calls the GG. Levi is going to take game number 4, and we'll jump into game number 5 in a few minutes to see who takes the series over here. That one's going to take place on Whocl's remaining home map, and Levi, he's certainly shown that he's got it in him to fight against Whocl pretty effectively. We'll see if it's going to be enough for him to take on Whocl on the Chileans' last home map, given the civilizations we have left. We're going to take a look at it though in a moment, but we'll see for military. First off, Levi's got a better KD. Overall, it's going to be about 7-4. For economy, a stronger economy as well, collecting 8,000 extra resources. And while he was delayed to the Imperial Age by his decision making during the Castle Age, he was able to make it work in the end, and well played. Was not easy, but Levi does it. There we go. They would have had a lot more live audience if they had just announced it better. Yeah, the whole anticipation for the tournament was not the greatest. It was a very short period of time that people had to prepare and to decide if they wanted to attend live as well. But I was glad to see that it picked up for day number 3, because day number 1 was kind of sad to see the audience empty, but for for day number 3 it was good. Listen, man, as an Age of Empires fan, there are a lot of things that we can criticize about this tournament or many others. In the end, what's done is done, and what I'm hoping for is that they are going to take the experience, learn from their mistakes, and what I'm hoping for is that they are going to keep on organizing stuff, because we do not want to kind of bully a new organization away from the community. You know what I mean? Like, you're allowed to give your opinion and constructive criticism and everything, but I think it's in everyone's best interest that the Order of the Sheep and whichever new organizations might spur around the Age of Empires scene, such as Red Bull a couple of years ago, stick around the community, you know? So I'm hoping that they are going to see the value in it. I'm hoping that the bigger live audience during the 3rd day, that the better chat quality during the 3rd day, that the somewhat high viewership for a brand new channel is going to be enough of an incentive for them to keep on going for more stuff. Because I want to see more. And now that they have already established a brand, ideally I would like for the next version to be open casting as well, of course. Yeah, day 2 was not good. I saw there were a lot of show matches. I did not watch the whole thing live, so I could just skip through the VOD, but I imagine if I was watching live over there, it would have been frustrating. Yeah, well, new organization, you get the point, right? Or the subsidiary. Saved the way by Doubt and Jordan? Yeah. I would have liked, anyhow, if the end for the stream would have had still all the names on stage for waving goodbye. Yeah, I guess that kind of destroys the story that they were trying to create, right? Well, unless Harold was not there, and then everybody else was there, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I think they had a panel that the live audience saw that they were going to upload to the YouTube channel. I don't know if they've done that already. The game is paused, by the way. This is not me. We are waiting for the players to keep on going. Let me take a look at the game to see what's going on. There is no information, though, in the chat as to what's happening, so we're just going to have to wait. Who cares for the story? Some people, once again. Some people will actually like it. Some people will not. It seems like most people don't, though. Or at the very least, the most vocal people don't. Oh, live panels was also suddenly ended? Yeah, I don't know about that. I didn't know about it. I think they are going to upload it to YouTube, but no idea. Oliva's asking if there are rees available, and Whocl says, I don't know. Check. And he says, I think not. I don't think anyone's losing a villager over here or anything, right? No. I think this might have been a little bit of an inefficient build for Levi. Probably taking a little bit too long to take the board down. By the way, guys, the predictions are on once again. 1 minute and 15 seconds left for you to get your predictions going for who wins game number 5. And thus, who wins the series and who moves on to the decider set for a spot in the Gold League. You remember the guy with the sign upside down in Red Bull Wallow that I sat next to? Probably not. And who won last Jeopardy? He got 4th in the community tournament. The freaking Andy won. Wow, nice. I just don't think some bad jokes justify the bad experience. Once again, it's going to be a bad joke for you. For some people, it's going to be valuable. I don't think it was a bad joke, but we are going to disagree on that. And I don't think that's that was intended to justify the bad experience. I don't think they intended to provide a bad experience at all. But yeah, from a tournament organizer myself, I can only try to find the silver lining over there and hope that they are going to learn from their mistakes, and hopefully next time around it's going to be better. But yeah, there is definitely plenty of valid criticism for the first version that I'm hoping they are going to take to heart. 90% didn't like? Alright. Joke wasn't funny, so it was bad. Yeah, well, to be fair, I didn't really laugh at it. Just found it interesting. We haven't talked about civilizations for game number 5, though. Taking a look at Whocl set first. He's playing with Persians, which will get twice the HP on TCs and talks. They will work 10, 15, 20% faster. Besides that, they also get 50 extra wood and 50 extra food upon start of the game. We'll see for Persians. In addition to that, for the team bonus, 2 bonus damage from Nightland units against Archer type units in Levi. Playing with Byzantines, on the other hand, we'll get 10, 20, 30, and 40% extra HP on buildings in the Darkfield Castle and Imperial Ages. In addition to 25% cheaper skirm, spear, and camel rider units. They also have faster attacking fire type Navy units, as well as a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age. We're gonna get also free Town Watch and free Town Patrol for the Byzantines. And for the team bonus, monks heal units 100% faster compared to other civilization monks. Dock's already up for Levi on the very back. He's got 3 fishing ships. We take a look at Whocl, and he's got a dock on the back over here as well, towards the south. Yeah, and it's gonna be fine. Even the part where they took hair away? Yeah, the kidnapping, so to say. It's like the Order of the Sheep took it. Or took him, rather. At the very least, that's what I understood. I don't know, maybe maybe I'm just off here. Anyway. We're talking about Nilly's joke. Oh no, I was talking about Hera's kidnapping. I was not talking about wasn't it a Serbian joke? Yeah, well, that's a whole different thing, right? I'd rather not get into it either. Yeah. I was talking about Hera being kidnapped in the end and kind of trying to keep with the lore of the tournament. By the way, 1 village goes down over here for Levi. Nice snipe over there for Whocl. The sneaky villager from the red player is going to go down in the process trying to get the dock up. Meanwhile, we don't have anyone from the blue player going up forward to try and get any sneaky docks up himself. So while Levi won't be able to get any pressure going around Whocl's back dock over here, it's also going to be completely chill over here and he won't have to worry about this. Oh, the Qatar joke. I don't think I heard that one. I just remember the Serbian one. The trailer was also cringe. It was all cringe. Alright. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm just probably more... I don't know. I guess I probably just received the whimsy aspect of it a little bit better than a lot of other people. But I know that I might be in the minority over here. That's fine. so far. The game's been pretty uneventful. Oh, wait a moment though! Levi's got a villager over here. He was coming in and Whocl realized about it just in time, and he starts targeting. Levi actually tried to come in through the hole over here, past the wood line into the back. And Whocl was paying attention over there, so he realized about it. With the faster working TCs and docks already, plus the fact that Whocl has gotten a little bit less idle TC time compared to Levi, he will be ahead in working count over here. And it seems like Levi is certainly the one over here who needs to make something happen, otherwise Whocl is naturally going to get ahead in this game, right? Just by virtue of having faster working TCs and docks. Villager should be going down, and she does. Levi's got still some archers over here. And that's the second villager down for Levi, yes. So it's not looking too great for the red player. Oh, that one, Lumaris. Yeah, I think I saw that one. Yeah, that's probably not a joke that you might want to make on a broadcast like this. Anyway, yeah, let's stick to the games better. Nice defense for the CL. We only have a single skirmisher over here. Left hand side. Uh-oh. Whocl is paying attention, and Levi was trying to go for another sneaky jog. And my lord, this has just not gone his way whatsoever. And now he even ends up losing a lot of resources as he needs to delete the foundation of the dog, thus losing however many resources he had already invested into it. And you know what? The CL over here had chosen this as his home map. He had the Persians left for the last game, and they're certainly looking very, very strong in this game. And that is why I said Levi, well, he's gonna have to clutch up. If he does get to game number 5, he's gonna have to clutch it up. After all, this is the home map of his opponent, who is also higher elo, who also has a very strong civilization for this, who has also been able to take advantage of his APM to realize about the villagers coming forward from Levi, and he's been able to punish the red player because of it. Castle Age on the way for Whocl. Levi will be on his way to the Castle Age as well very soon. He will be significantly behind though by quite a lot. As he clicks up, there we go. There's going to be a full minute head start already for Whocl, and he's got a stable already up. Could potentially go for another stable and try to make a play for full knights. Of course, if he's expecting Levi to be going out to the Castle Age at any point in time, he might want to respect the possibility of camels and either go for his own camels or try to make a play for something else. Right now, he's got skirmishers on the way, which I'm not really sure about. I have an observation that I would like to make. The background music makes your stream a bit sleepy. Could you turn that off? That would be much better for the hype of the game. I want to know, before I do something like that, I would like to know if that opinion is shared by a lot of people as well, because I know that some people actually do like. I have gotten word of people in the past saying that they do appreciate the background music, so of course, a single person saying that it's good and a single person saying that it's bad doesn't really speak for the whole audience, right? So if anybody else feels that way, we can do that. Just do let me know, alright? By the way, 9 months from now, the number of kids born named Lionel will reach all-time high. Yeah, probably. By the way, guys, I had to change the name of Levi in the scoreboard because he was actually playing as Scaloneta. For anybody who might be familiar with that. Another villager goes down for Levi, though. There you are. Scaloneta, it's just a term that they coined in Argentina. Camioneta is a truck in Spanish. Scaloni, scaloneta is like they're hopping onto this into the truck, and he's carrying the team, so to say. Man, Levi is unable to catch a break over here. Fire Gallus will go down as the dock is getting destroyed over here. It's a bit loud, to be honest, but I don't mind. The music's a little bit loud. We can probably make it a little bit lower, and then maybe that's going to also make it a little bit more bearable for anybody who might not like it too much. But I know for a fact that some people do like it. Let me know if it's better like this. I decrease the volume a little bit. Fantastic. It's better like this volume? Okay. We can keep it that way, no problem. Okay. Let me know if it's also better for you, Gino. I like to hear the sound of the game. Alright. Fantastic. Second stable's coming up, and I was expecting Whocl to be going for a much heavier push once he got to the castle age, but he went for the second TC instead. He tried to prioritize economy a little bit more. He's got 3 out of 4 lakes under control. Meanwhile, Levi, on the other hand, he's got just the 1 lake over here that's already turned very inefficient, and very soon is going to completely run out of fish too. 30 TCs already out for Levi, though. This is, once again, one of those situations where he's catching up in economy against a player who's already ahead, and is going to lay him a little bit. Hopefully not too much, though. Is rivalry with Chile or Brazil bigger? With Chile, unless you're talking about football. If you're talking about football, definitely Brazil. Yeah, Whocl's not going for any military anymore. Still, he's not going for any extra TCs. It may not matter though. The amount of extra fishing ships he's managed to get, 17 compared to 7 over here, kind of offsets for the fact that he's only on 2 TCs compared to Levi. He'll still find himself 8 workers ahead, and he's got a stronger economy because of it. Here comes the engagement. We'll see a lot of combos coming out from Whocl. He's just now getting bloodlines. Meanwhile, Levi, of course, does not get the upgrade available to his civilization. Whocl could take the engagement over here now that he's researched the upgrade. He's got scale bar the number in fortune as well. That's also the case for Levi. Of course, the difference over here is that while Whocl's units are stronger because of the upgrade he's gone for, he's had to pay some more for it. Meanwhile, Levi is paying less for these camels. That is where the extra economy for Whocl comes in play. By going for the fishing ships over there and not having to worry about too many villagers over here, not having to produce quite as many villagers, you know, by going for extra TCs, he is actually able to afford bloodlines without really falling behind the military, which puts him in a very good spot. Overall, 99 population for Whocl, Levi is on 80. Both economy and military is looking stronger for Whocl as well. There we go. That is a big engagement coming up right now. It should be going in favor of Whocl for sure. Levi realizes, tries to bail, but will take a lot of free damage over here on his way out of the engagement. As he approaches the TC, we'll see Whocl also disengage over here. Just gonna try and hold on to the hill so that he can guarantee a better engagement. In the end, doesn't doubt getting a conversion over there. We're gonna see about 15 camels left over there for the blue player. Meanwhile, the red player's got 14 camels, less HP, mind you. Not too bad. I meant in general. In general, probably, yeah, the rivalry with Chile is bigger. To be fair, we Germans own this World Cup title by at least 50%, as we took ourselves out of the tournament early enough to avoid Argentina and not destroying them as usual. Yeah, well, you can say that, right? But then didn't France beat Argentina in 2018? Past results, probably not as relevant, right? Only matters what happens now. To be fair, it was a surprise though to me that Germany got taken out. I was expecting you guys to make it to the semifinals. A lot of camels over here once again. Whocl, significantly higher HP pool, significantly more units, and this engagement is going very heavily in favor of Whocl as Levi gets pushed back once again. Whocl finds himself in a fantastic position. Hey Teo, hi, welcome. I mean, more like we won 2006, 2010, 2014 versus Argentina. Yeah, probably. I'm pretty sure Argentina beat Germany in the past as well in a number of years, right? But ultimately, the team that won the World Cup this time around is very different from the team that might have lost. Or lost, did lose against Germany in 2006, 10, and 14. But I would imagine that's probably the case also for Germany, of course. There we are. Once again, another big engagement coming out. That's a lot of conversions coming in, or conversion attempts coming in from Levi. Every conversion the red player gets over here is going to get him closer to getting a better engagement because he's got... Yeah, there we go. The weaker units, right? So he takes the units from Whocl, and his army becomes much stronger over here. In the end, the blue player does end up losing the engagement over here. And Levi's coming forward. It's gonna try and castle drop. It's got a beautiful hill over there to place castle on. Meanwhile, Whocl's going up to the Imperial Age. And this is kind of looking like it might be one of those imp into GG situations if it weren't because of the fact that Whocl's military count is actually not that bad. A lot of pikemen are coming out right now for him. Getting to the Imperial Age earlier and getting access to Halberdier, of course. It's gonna be good. There we go. Fantastic walls coming up on the back for Whocl as well. And it's gonna be completely fine. Getting the castle up over here means he'll be able to go for trebuchets as well. And while Levi should be able to click out to the Imperial Age very soon himself, he's on his way up already. We have a massive lead for Whocl still, which will allow him to go for a few trebuchets before Levi is even able to queue the first one. And that's without taking into account the possibility of chemistry, of course. 86, but 90 was reverse finals. Now an Argentina win versus Germany is longer time ago than the last Argentinian World Cup title. Right. If you know, disregard the current one. But yeah, you see, the thing about me, Rao-chan, is I am not a football person, so when something good happens to the Argentinian football team, I get happy. And when something bad happens to it, I don't care. So I just get the best parts of it. And I'm never really going to get into an argument about football and be affected by it. So it's like, whatever, sure. I'll believe you because you probably know a lot more about it than I do. Maybe Germany would have won. I am the very frustrating person to talk football with, precisely because of it. Like, I don't get affected by it emotionally, but yeah, I'll be happy for the good things. I'm just looking forward to the World Baseball Classic. Oh, alright. When is that taking place? I will give you this though. I do agree that Argentina had a quote-unquote easier run to the final compared to most of the other teams, right? Like, Croatia had to take down freaking Brazil. In my opinion, the strongest team in the world. But yeah, ultimately, the two teams that get to the final are the ones to decide who takes the championship. No one watches baseball? I do, that's one person already. That's the way to go. Anyways, that's the spirit. Whocl is still looking much stronger over here by getting to the Imperial Age earlier. He's already managed to get 3 trebuchets out before Levi manages to get the first trebuchet out over here, so this castle is going down. Whocl's also got some light cavalry going up on the back of Levi's base, roaming around. He'll be able to get some villagers down over here. As a matter of fact, he's going to be able to get a few more than a few villagers over here. Yeah, that's a lot of exposed economy for Mr. Levi. Even if he ends up cleaning up on the light cavalry over here, he does end up taking a few losses, and that's a lot of inefficient villager working time over here. There's actually no working time, right? Whatsoever. Take a look at the gather economy time, or the worker efficiency even. For Levi, in the last minute, 30% compared to close to 70% for Whocl. And it's not only worker efficiency, but also the higher working count for Whocl. He's got more villagers, working more efficiently as well, and Levi, man, is in a world of pain over here. We'll see the monks over there trying to get the conversions against light cavalry. They will go down for the most part. Very good unit control over here from Whocl, who ends up taking 2 of the monks down. He's gonna go after the rest of them. Gets pushed away by the halberdier. But in the end, still finds himself in a much better position, as he still has a lot of units on the back raiding around. He will end up overpowering Levi, who goes on to call the GG and grant the victory for Whocl in game number 5. As now the Chilean player is going to be moving on to the round of 18 to fight in the Decider series, and Levi with Byzantines ends up taking the L in game number 5. It's going to be the end of the road for T90 Titans League for the Argentinian player, but at the very least he's a world champion. Let's take a look at the achievements. I had to do it, sorry, it's a low-hanging fruit. 65k ratio, a little bit better than that for Whocl. For economy, we see a stronger economy for Whocl as well. Of course, Levi's Argentinian, what to expect over here. I can make that joke because I'm Argentinian, alright? And for society, we see a much higher villager max count for Whocl as well. Maybe not that much higher, only 7 extra workers. However, he did get a much higher worker count, max worker count, because of the fishing ships as well. Levi ended up losing a bunch of these as well in the end throughout the game. And even for villager losses, Levi ended up losing about 23 villagers throughout the game. Whocl ended up losing only about 3. So that's going to be about it for this series, guys. Well played. Whocl moves on. Levi gets knocked out of TTL.